Hi, today I want to talk about a really common mindset that can get in the way of making changes or sticking to healthy habits for a lot of the people that I work with. And that's all or nothing thinking. Do you struggle with that? I know that I used to until I became a recovering perfectionist. So my name is Luz Chacon. I'm a wellness coach and EFT or tapping practitioner. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. And I want to offer 5 tips that can help you shift your mindset away from that all or nothing thinking, because when you think in these black or white terms, it could be hard to stick to the changes that you're trying to make because we can't be perfect. In fact, that's the first tip, is strive for progress rather than perfection, because perfection is unattainable. We're human, we're going to make mistakes. And so it's better to focus on making a consistent effort than trying to be perfect. The second tip is to remember that something is always better than nothing. So for example, let's say you've made the goal to go to the gym for 60 minutes every day and you're doing pretty well at that, but then you have to work late one day and you're feeling tired and you just don't want to make it there. And so you just skip that day of working out, where you could have maybe just done a shorter workout from home, or maybe gone for a walk after dinner or something like that. And so it's important to anticipate the things that are going to get in our way, because life happens and inevitably something will get in the way. And rather than giving up completely on that habit for that day, do a little bit instead of doing the whole thing. That would be a better way to go. So for example, a 15-minute walk is better than no exercise at all. The next tip would be to keep in mind the concept of baby steps. People sometimes want to make many changes all at once, and because they want to have this big transformation. And we can make transformations in our lives, but it's better to take it one small step at a time, because when we try to do too much, we get overwhelmed, and we may do it for a while, but then we get stressed out because change is hard and it's just so overwhelming to make so many changes at the same time. So then we end up giving up. And that's that all or nothing thinking. It's like we're either going to do all of these things to get our health in order, or we do nothing. And that's kind of where yo-yo dieting comes in, is sometimes people are on a strict diet and then they find it difficult to keep that up. And so they fall off the wagon and they just go back to eating junk food. And then a month later, they decide, no, I'm going to try it again. And or maybe I'll try this other diet. And that's why I don't even recommend diets per se, or weight loss diets, because they're really hard to sustain, because they usually require that we give up a lot, and that can make us feel deprived, which comes to my fourth tip, which is to avoid the term cheat meals, or thinking in that way that certain foods are your cheat foods or cheat meals or cheat days or cheat weekends. Instead, aim for eating clean 80-20 or 90-10. That's what I recommend. And what I mean by eating clean doesn't mean other certain foods are dirty. It means that their clean is real whole food that is minimally processed, as opposed to foods that have a lot of sugar or refined carbs or unhealthy fats, inflammatory oils, things like that, that aren't really going to serve our body very well, or they're not going to give us the nutrition that our bodies need. But rather than thinking of those as cheat foods, eat clean 80% or 90% if you're trying to lose weight, or if you have some sort of a health condition that you're working on improving. And you can spread that out throughout the week. It doesn't have to be a cheat meal, because when we think of a cheat meal, sometimes what happens is, let's say you're craving eating a burger. And so that's fine. There's nothing terribly wrong with going to eat a burger. But then once we get there, that all or nothing thinking kicks in. And so then we have the burger with maybe a large order of fries and maybe a chocolate milkshake. also. And so then we've really kind of overindulged, not just a little bit, but a lot. And the last tip, the tip number 5, is to, if you do get off track with whatever your healthy habits are, is get back on track as soon as possible. Sometimes people want to wait till Monday, and there's nothing magical about Monday. And the longer you wait, the less likely it is you'll get back on the wagon, because we end up just kind of slipping into old habits slowly but surely. So as soon as you notice that you're off track, get back on track as soon as possible. Those are my 5 tips. I hope you found them helpful. Thanks for watching. And as always, I wish you salud y alegría, health and joy. Bye-bye.